This January, we are celebrating International Zero Waste Month, and one of the global networks taking the lead in putting genuine zero waste work into action. Well, what are the ways on how we can help the movement? Joining us now live via Zoom is Froilan Grate. He's the Executive Director of the Global Alliance for Incinerator Alternatives, or GAIA, Philippines. Good morning, Froilan. It's great to have you.
Good morning, Paolo, and happy Zero Waste Month to you and all the viewers of CNN's New Day.
Happy Zero Waste Month. Froilan, the activities that we've got lined up for this Zero Waste Month, quite a few of them. But first, let's take a step back, paint a picture for us of the global and local waste situation. We've talked endlessly for many, many years about reducing waste, recycling waste to mitigate the impact of climate change. But really, we seem to be stymied by the same problems. What are we looking at here?
That's exactly true, Paolo. The problem has been, I think, growing over the past few years, but we're also seeing solutions happening on the ground. And that is why we are celebrating the Zero Waste Month, to highlight both the problem, but also the existing solutions, the real solutions that are happening right now. In the Philippines, we had the National Law on Solid Waste Management that's been in place for more than 20 years now. Unfortunately, we're seeing that not many local government units, cities, and municipalities have been able to comply with the provisions of the Ecological Solid Waste Management Law. Globally, we're recognizing the problem of plastic and plastic pollution to a point where just last year, nations have agreed to start the process of negotiating a global plastics treaty. This is both a recognition of how serious the problem is, and most importantly, the need for action right now. And lastly, with climate change being recognized right now as an emergency, we are in need of solutions, especially solutions that can make a good impact in the short term. And this is where Zero Waste come in. So Zero Waste Month started in the Philippines 7 years ago, when then Philippine government, President Aquino, issued a proclamation declaring January as Zero Waste Month in the Philippines, and the global movement saw the potential of this, and that is why, for the first time this year, it's being celebrated as a global Zero Waste Month celebration. So the Philippines has a special role in this, and we're glad to lead this process, this global movement right now.
Well, we certainly do need solutions, and it's great that we're focusing on the problem, but also on some of the possible solutions. Some of the solutions that we've had in the past is obviously to just chuck everything into an incinerator and burn it, and that obviously creates emissions. The theme for the celebration this year is Zero Waste for Zero Emission. We seem to be looking at the cause of the problem rather than just the solutions and what the effects of these solutions or short-term solutions are. The focus on this theme of Zero Waste for Zero Emission, let's talk about that.
Thank you. I think there's, as mentioned, wide recognition already of the problem of climate change and the need to act. But for many of us, we are seeing climate change both as an individual action and national policies or legislation. Zero waste has been implemented by many cities in the Philippines, but always in the context of addressing the waste problem. What we want to highlight with the theme this year is that zero waste is not only a means to address your waste problem, it's also a climate action. And why are we seeing this? Why are we promoting this? One, we've seen that 20% of all methane emissions are coming from landfills. Every time we put all our waste together, including the organic waste, and as you've mentioned, dump it in an incinerator or a landfill, we are creating emissions. And one of these problematic emissions is methane, which is 83 times more potent than carbon dioxide in causing climate change. So that's a clear problem. And we are seeing that with zero waste, we can address this. The way we use materials, for example, would have an impact, because 70% of all greenhouse gases are embedded in the life cycle of the materials, from extraction, the moment we extract oil to make plastic, produce it, to transport it, and we dispose it. Of all of this, 70% of the greenhouse gases are attributed to it. But zero waste provides a solution. And we are seeing that if we implement zero waste, cities and countries are able to reduce their emissions by 84%. That's equivalent to about 300 million cars per year that we take out from our streets. So it's very significant, and it's doable, because we're seeing that it's already being done. Cities like San Fernando in the Philippines, Siquijor, the first zero waste island in the Philippines and the world, Malabon, Navota, several communities are already implementing it. And it's easy, it's possible, and we're addressing both the waste problem and the climate problem.
Right. When we talk about these solutions, what are some of the concrete examples of it in action so that people can sort of have a better appreciation of zero waste in action?
What we're always seeing is that it's always a mix of individual action as well as systemic change. On the individual level, it's about going back to the basic, which is the three R's. Reduce the amount of products that we use, reuse as much as possible, and recycle later. From these hierarchy, we recognize that incineration has no role. Dumping on the landfill or dump site has no role because it's 3R, right? So we reduce, reuse, and recycle. There are simple things that we can do, saying no to plastic bags, saying no to straws, no bringing our own tumblers, for example. But
That's
also
another R right
recognizing
there.
that,
We can refuse.
yes, refuse. But we're also seeing that these actions, while they're good, they're not enough. We have to change the systems. So we have to work with corporations to ensure that they give us the right options. If you go to a supermarket right now, you can't buy bulk coffee or bulk milk or whatever. Everything almost comes just in sachet. So as consumers, we don't have the choices or the options. So we have to work with the corporations, we have to work with governments to pass policies that would make it easier for us to comply, as well as level the playing field for the corporations to transition to a zero waste system.
Yes, we have to make it definitely easier for everybody. Now, you have a Zero Waste Film Fest and also the International Zero Waste Cities Conference. As we bring this conversation to a close, let's talk about that.
The Zero Waste Month is a month-long celebration, and we've lined up several activities. No, for GAIA side, we're organizing the Zero Waste Film Fest. That's virtual and in person. So go to the website if you're interested to see movies or short films showcasing solutions as well as problems that we are seeing. The Philippines is also hosting the International Zero Waste Cities Conference on January 26 and 27. We're bringing in global experts as well as showcasing models and champions from the Philippines. So it's a celebration of all that's already happening right now. But aside from these two activities, we have lined up more than 100 activities around the Asia Pacific region and around the world so that anyone who's interested to do something, be part of the celebration, can join us. So if you're interested, we invite you to visit zerowaste.asia. That's where you can find all the information and find spaces where you can participate and be part of the Zero Waste Month celebration.
Well, there you go. I think we should all be interested because this is definitely an issue that affects all of us. The message here is we can do it and we can take action now. Thank you so much, GAIA Philippines Executive Director, Froilan Grate.